Good evening. You're being surprised now that this part will reveal the right person at the picture of School of Athens. His name is Aristotle, and he is one of the student of Plato. One of the students attended in academy and was a prominent student of Plato. He disagreed with the idea of his teacher regarding about the theory of forms. He believed that ideas and views are based on what we can sense and perceive. So they have an opposite. So they argue about their own ideas. What makes Aristotle different to his teacher Plato? Plato is idealist. Aristotle is realist. If Plato is sense and perceive, if Plato is logic and reason, Aristotle is sense and perceive. According to Aristotle, we couldn't able to create an idea without observing and using our senses. So that is why he said, ideas and views are based on what we can sense and perceive. But Plato's idea, we can sense and perceive by using our logic and reason. Meaning, di ta kinahanglan mo observe, kabalo na tadaan sa metabo. By using our logic and our reason, ana sa Plato. Ningon sa Aristotle, dili. Dapat ato sang obserbaran, dapat sang gamiton sa nato ang sense, bago ta makahimo og logic and reason. So, So, contradict ang duha nila ka ideas. But these two ideas is very helpful. Because sometimes in our life, we need sometimes an idealist person, and we also need a realist person. So, for example, passing a law. We need a politician, we need a senator who amend a draft a law that is idealist, at the same time it is realist. Idealist, say for example, okay, let's widen the road even if the population is still small. That is idealism, because we don't know 10 years from now the population will increase. So meaning there's no need for us to widen the road because of the vision of the politician, because of the idea of politician that we need to widen the road. By using the logic, it could be more helpful. If realist ka, maingon sad ka nga, yes, based akong experience, ana mo ginang realist, sa experience maguna. No? Katong style ni Plato, Platonic nga approach is na siya idea, na siya reason, no? Gamiton niya yung logic. Ato ni padakon daan kasada. Kay in the near future madaghan ang population, no? Kung realist ka, based on your experience, good, unsay mong naobserbaran, dapat nato palapdan ang kalsada, no? Kay nagkadaghan ang sakyanan. Unya, ako yung sakyanan, di ko kaagi og tarong, magguot me, no? So dapat kaning gamay nga kalsada, ato na siyang palaparon. So that is the difference between idealist and realist, no? And both of them with badly need, no, not only in the politics but all the things that give importance to our life, no? Example is movie. We are happy watching fantasy movie like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Those are the product of idealism. That is Platonic approach, no? And we are also fond of watching documentary movies, which is true to life story based on the real events, and that is the product of realism. That is Aristotelian approach. So which means both is important. He founded the school of Lyceum, but the difference of Lyceum to the Academy of Plato, Lyceum offers biology, and Aristotle is also known as the father of biology, because being a person who is very observant, using senses and perception, using also experience, he is truly a person, the bearer of realism. No? Lyceum also offers the same courses in academy, but they have additional course that has something to do with the realism thing of Aristotle. And he offered biology on Lyceum. He revealed about various aspects of life of plants and animals. No? So he is being curious about the animals. He dissect the animals and observe the organs of the animals. So he is being in a realistic part, no, compared to his teacher. He was famous tutor of Alexander the Great, Ptolemy, and Cassander. And these three persons become a general and become also a leader on their own dominion. No? Ptolemy was assigned in Egypt. I forgot Cassander. No, asa siya na-assign. Somewhere in Balkan state. No? Alexander the Great is na siya sa Greek na-assign. No? So they able to have a very ambitious, no? Their story is more on a leadership at the same time greed, because they conquered many provinces and regions, no, from parts of Africa, Asia, and also parts of Europe, no. He inspired Alexander to discover the East to collect exotic flora and fauna for him. He was curious about the rocks, plants, and animals. In fact, he created a classification system of it. So that's what makes him the true bearer of realism. He even observed with the use of senses, experimentation, no? So rocks, plants, animals, so on and so forth. That's what makes him a realistic type of person. He supported Pythagoras' observation that the earth is round because of this formation. Even though during that time they don't have the sophisticated instrument to know more about the heavenly bodies, but with the use of senses and perception and observation, they could able to found out that the earth is round. But later on, the roundness of earth was also being contradicted, because the earth is not totally literally round but oblique spheroid. But it is closer to the truth, you know that, if you know what I mean, no? He rejected idealism and replaced it with empiricism. Empiricism is related to realism, in which you need to have experimentation, you need to have an observation in order to know the ultimate truth. A knowledge that comes from observation of the physical world around us. If you're curious about the animals, you need to observe that animals, you need to study the characteristics of the animals, or even you collect that animals, cage them, experiment them, dissect them, whatever you wanted, as long as you're able to know the internal and exterior characteristic or traits of the specific species. Okay? So, inana ang empiricism. Plato's form down to earth by asserting that they are really just the sensible forms, which can be observed through the five senses. No, sige, kontrahan gud niyang iyang teacher regarding about sa Plato's forms. But we don't want to discredit Plato's, because Plato's ideas has a sense as well. No? Okay? He was considered the father of modern logic. Siya sa logic di ay. Through logic, he formulated the three-step argument called a syllogism. Syllogism is being used in court hearing, in which the lawyer will provide a specific series of questions in order to defend the specific statement, because logic has something to do with checking and identifying a good and bad argument. No? So if your argument is bad and your line of reasoning is inconsistent, you could easily detected that you are lying in front of the court, or perjury, no? So example of syllogism: if all x are y and all y are z, then all x are z. All Greek people are human. All humans are mortal, therefore all Greek people are mortal. So that is what makes the syllogism simple. And it could be also applicable in court hearings, or even a casual conversation with friends, and then you tend to have an argument, no? There is a heated argument between you, and you randomly able to find out that there is something inconsistent about the argument of the person that you're being attacked, no? And that's what makes syllogism more useful, not only in the court, but also if you have an argument with someone, no? And then you're using the example of syllogism, no? Aristotle believed that all things in the universe has purpose and functions, and known as teleology. Okay? So what is teleology? Purpose and function. Because Aristotle is a type of a realistic person, he wants to question everything to make a detailed information of something that exists in the universe. Okay? Example like this one. The doctrine of the four causes explains all the purpose and functions of all things that exist in the universe. This question has something to do with what is it made of, the material cause, who made it, the efficient cause, what is its essence, the formal cause, and why does it exist, the final cause. Example: house. What is it made of? It is made of wood, metal, cement, gravel, sand, stone. So those are the material cause. That is teleology, no? The purpose and function. Who made it? Carpenter, contractor, civil engineer, electrical, even plumber, electrician, mason, no? Construction worker. What is its essence? The formal cause. If you talk about essence, meaning it is different from why does it exist. So what is essence? You are observing the detail of a house. So what is its essence? It has a four walls, it has a door that you can open and close, it has windows, it has a floor, it has a ceiling, no? It has a light inside it. So that is essence. You are observing, you are telling about the description of what house is all about. Number 4, why does it exist? This is the final cause. To provide shelter. So why does it exist? To provide shelter, no? To protect the person or even animals or anything, no, that could protect from the natural calamity like wind, rain, no, some sort of that, no, for protection and to provide shelter. So di lang ta maingon og tao kay pwede man nimo i-shelter ang sakyanan, no, pwede man nimo i-shelter ang food storage, no, whatsoever. So meaning mo consider siya as house like that one. Okay, so that is teleology, no, the purpose and function in the universe. Aristotle emphasized also the doctrine of golden mean, no. He said to attain the golden mean is to avoid extreme, aiming always to act in a moderate fashion. Okay, example. Every time when we talk about doctrine of golden mean, we need to talk about the common virtue, no? Say for example, have you seen the temperature? Moderation is the virtue that you must follow. If the arrow will move to the left, meaning it is abstinence. If it's too much, it is addiction. Say for example in courage, less courage is too much courage is rashness or recklessness. Less courage is cowardice. So we need to follow and we need to reason out to apply the golden mean. The golden mean has something to do with the virtue at the center. We shouldn't follow both from left and right because those are not part of moderation. The moderation is courage. Okay? Too much courage is rashness. It is not good. Recklessness is not good because you are not planning. Cowardice, you have the mentality of wanted to help but you are afraid to help. That is cowardice. No? Excess or vice. Deficiency, vice lang gihapon. Mean. So this is the thing that we need to follow. Let me give you a situation. There is an old woman being mugged on the street. Mug meaning gitulis. No? And you have witnessed the event. You have witnessed that the old woman was being mugged. You need to follow the mean, the virtue. You shouldn't follow the excess and the deficiency. Deficiency, you do nothing. You just simply pass by and do nothing. Excess, you attack the mugger even though the mugger is more stronger than you, more masculine than you. No? And you could put the old woman into danger, and you are also putting yourself into danger as well because you might being stabbed, or we might not know that the person is holding a handgun. You might be shot by that person, and you will drop down by the ground. So you need to follow courage. So what do you need to do? If you talk about courage, moderation, it doesn't mean to say that you need to fight the mugger. You need to use your reasoning. Try to call the police. Try to report the police. And let the police will negotiate and do their job. So that is the least that you can do. You don't need to fight. As long as you have the ability to fight and you are more stronger than that, and you are very clever and you have background in martial arts, no? So to avoid a dangerous situation like this, no, you don't need to compromise everything at your hand. So you need to make reasoning. You need to reason out. You need to use your mind in order to achieve the mean. So you need to call the police for this and let the police negotiate and solve the problem. Simple as that. And that's what Aristotle is. Give us a message on how to achieve the doctrine of the golden mean. And the golden mean that we want to achieve is courage, not the excess nor deficiency. Aristotle puts friendship as the highest goods. No? There are three types of friendship according to Aristotle, and that is the friendship of utility, the friendship of pleasure, and the friendship of virtue. Friendship of utility is the relationship you develop because it is mutually useful. You just simply tap the person because you need that person, but other things around, you don't care about that person. Say for example, you are not too knowledgeable of the computer, and You found someone or one of your colleagues who is very savant when it comes to computer, and you ask the assistance of the person, and that is the friendship of utility. You are friend because you need that person. That's it. No? Other things is you have no interest at all, but you are mute because of you use that person, you need that person for specific things. Friendship of utility. The second one is a friendship of pleasure. You have common interests. No? Say for example, he play basketball and you also play basketball, so you share a common interest. If that person is good in drawing and you are also interested in drawing, you have common interest. That is a friendship of pleasure. But the most important of all the friendship is the friendship of virtue. No? It excludes utility and pleasure because you inspire the individual to be good. No? In friendship of pleasure, if your friend is doing bad, you are advising your friends to stop it. No? Don't do that. No? So you are a good advisor to your friend, no? Because you want to protect and defend them. Say for example, mingon umigo, bagiru ato bigi bangga mo ko bay. Kultahon ko to ayaw bay. Ayaw na bay. Usay may tabo nimo, like that one, no? So for example, imong friend is gastador, no? Nya pananaw nimo, imong friend naglisod na. So pwede nimo advisean. Friendship of virtue gani, para sa nimo tama, pwede nimo siya advisean. Ay na pag sige gasto day, tanawa imo. Wa na kay kwarta, sige imo wa kay kwarta, sige mo ka gasto. Undangin na. That is the true friendship. And friendship of virtue is deeper, no? Because through thick and thin, you are still friend, no? So for example, your friend already graduated and you are still looking for a job so that you can able to sustain your study, no? And you meet one another despite the fact that your educational attainment is quite too far. Mag-abot gyapon mo friendship of virtue, no? Through thick and thin, no? So makita gyapon mo, my student. Okay, so that concludes the story of Aristotle, no? So the difference between Aristotle and Plato is idealist, Aristotle is realist. So that concludes the story of Aristotle. Thank you very much.